All right, we're recording. Welcome to our Nashville Business Expansion Retreat, pre-retreat training. I'm Tanya Cottrell. I'm going to be leading you through tonight. You are going to be meeting our other teachers, Melissa Morgner and Crystal Garvin at Nashville. They're not teaching tonight. I am. You get me. Crystal is on an airplane right now on her way to Tanzania, Africa to serve a mission. And she is so awesome that she said, even though she will have only been back home 2 days with her family and she'll be jet lagged, she's driving to Nashville to come and help teach this retreat. So we're really lucky to have that. Okay, we're going to dive into our training. We're going to be about an hour tonight, and I'm going to try to honor that. But I do want to let you know, retreat-wise, we are really filling up. We still have a little bit of openings. We have, I think, around 75 people right now registered, and we do have some room with the hotel to squeeze a few more in if we need to. So it's not too late, but the latecomer price kicks in on Saturday. So if you know people that want to get in, try to have them get registered before Saturday so that they get the best price. And then also just while there's still openings, right? And then they're going to want to get the recording to this and get moving because we have homework to do that you're going to get tonight. So I hope you're all ready for some homework. But you're here to learn and grow. Are you not? We're all excited about that. And I am so grateful that you're investing in your business and coming to learn, because we have got, I just think, some of the best topics to talk about in doTERRA right now. You are not first round on this training. We're of course expanding it and making it even better, but this was a harebrained idea that I hatched in my mind last winter, and I spent several months really digging into the gaps, like why the people that are feeling burned out, just feeling like they're hitting a wall, they're not sure what to do, why? Where are the gaps? What have we missed? What have we not trained on? What have we not hit on? What skills are there? And I broke down the whole doTERRA process into 12 skills, 12 essential skills. I have a video on that. If you haven't seen it, I'll post it in the Facebook. Let me write a note. I'll post it in there. You can watch it before the retreat, and that's going to give you a flyover view of a lot of what we're talking about at the retreat. Okay? We're going to dive into a lot of those topics. And this was first taught in Oregon in May, and then again in August. And I pay close attention. If I'm teaching a training and it falls flat, I'm not going to keep doing it. But this is different. This is moving the needle forward on people's businesses. This is pretty exciting. We've got some really fired up builders that are seeing new growth. They're recruiting new builders, they're launching new builders, they see the path forward, they see the strategy, and they have a whole new leash on their business. And I'm so delighted that when I went to Melissa and Crystal and said, will you guys come teach some pieces of this? Because I knew what I wanted to teach. I knew my message. You're going to hear a lot from me because I have a lot of content that I'm going to dish out at you. But I have Melissa Morgner coming to do some amazing mindset work with you, because there's this piece of it that you can learn all the skills you need, and if things are tripping you up in your mind, it's going to stop you. And so Melissa's brilliant with that, and you're just going to love what she walks you through in Nashville. Crystal is so efficient. She has been in network marketing long before doTERRA. She's been in it longer than all of us, and I asked her to come teach the time management piece of it, because you can have all the intentions in the world, all the skills in the world, the right mindset, and if you don't figure out your time, your days, your schedules, and you don't have the when figured out for your business, it's going to fall flat, right? So we're going to do all those things. I'm going to teach you the skills. Melissa's going to teach you the mindset, and Crystal's going to teach you how to master your time and your priorities and your tasks. And you're going to do the work at the retreat. You're not going to wait till you go home. You're going to start the process right at the retreat. And that is what is so exciting, because you're going to leave already making steps, already in action, already seeing a new energy in your business. And it's just awesome. Okay, so let's go into tonight. So this is a pretty basic training, all right? I'm not going to probably blow your socks off tonight, but this is just some good mind frame stuff to get in before we get there. And then we're really going to dig in Nashville. But I'm going to just talk to you a little bit. We're going to get some reminders in our mind about what we're doing here, where you're at in your business. I want you to know we have a whole spectrum. We have brand new people that just enrolled coming. We have presidential diamonds coming. Okay, we have people from all ranks. And I love the 2-day training that we have built, because what's super cool is it is so effective at all levels. When we first trained this, we did executives and up. And I'll tell you what, I got a lot of feedback back and so much that was positive. This is working for me. This is good. I want my team to have this. Can you do it again? Can you do it again? I went and I asked people, because I said, should this be for elites and up, executives and up? Should it be open to everybody? And across the board, the thing that I heard the most is, if I would have had this when I started, it would have dynamically changed my business from the beginning. I wish I would have had this context from the beginning. So we opened it up to all ranks. And you can apply this no matter where you're at. So some of you are just getting ready to launch. Some of you are launched and you're in that like really heavy push to try to build momentum. And some of you are like, I'm solid diamond, I'm blue diamond, I'm presidential diamond, but we all have our seasons of new push. Can everybody check their microphones again and make sure they're muted? I'm hearing a little feedback. No matter where you're at, you need momentum, right? I need momentum, you need momentum. We want momentum to push up to the next level. A lot of you are in what we call the messy middle. Now, those of you that are just starting, plug your ears for this, because you're not there yet. It's all roses at the beginning, but there's a messy middle, and it's just a messy, hard process. So if you have been feeling like, gosh, I'm just working hard at this and it's not paying off yet, you're probably in the messy middle. Okay, you're probably in the messy middle. It really hits around elite, premier, silver. It depends on the rank, but the messy middle is where the quitting temptation happens. But you're not quitting because you're here and you're coming. And so I'm proud of you. Stick with it, because the knots untangle as you go. So we're going to review. Let me move our little. There we go. I'm going to move our little gallery picture frame there. We're going to review income averages. Every time I've taught a retreat, I like to review income averages first, because we have to remind ourselves what we're aiming for and why. Now, we're going to dig into the why more at the retreat and make it personal to you, because we're going to be really expanding your vision. Can we check mics again, guys? And you're going to connect some dots with what's going on in your life, what you want to see change, what you want Doterra to do for you in the future. We're going to get really dialed in, super dialed in, because you will not have the momentum, you will not have the drive, you will not have the perseverance if your vision isn't laser sharp. So the really cool thing, I'm going to just side note this on you, we're not just going to do that with you, you're going to learn how to do that with people you bring on your team. Because I bet you're kind of tired of bringing people on that fizzle, right? And you want some people that are really going to grasp a hold of it. Well, getting that vision really clear with people is a big piece of it. So, okay. Hang on. We're getting feedback. Again, I want the chat up. Yes, thank you, Jenny Crawford. If you hear a lot of feedback, just click the chat and click mute. Oh, she's doing that to me. I have mute all clicked. That's what's kind of frustrating me here tonight, because we are getting feedback. Trying to stop share here. I'm going to double check here on our chat. Mute all. Hang on. I don't know why Zoom is giving me some issues here tonight. I'm going to hang on a second, guys. undoing it and redoing it. We are all muted. Aha, it was allowing people to unmute themselves. Now you're not allowed to. Hopefully that will help. Okay, let's go back. I think we're good. Okay, all right. So get this out of your way here. All right, so elite. Elite. That's the building block, and you're going to see that as we go here. But we're going to start looking at average incomes at the rank of silver, leadership ranks and above. So it takes, I'm going to blow through this really fast. You guys probably already know this, unless you're just starting out, but I just want to review the numbers. So elites, it takes 3 silvers, that monthly earning average, $2,100 a month. You're going to hear me say this a lot. You're going to, on some things, focus on average monthly earnings, but on other things, you're going to really dial in on the expected first earning level at that rank when you first hit that rank. We will dive into that more at the retreat, okay? But for right now, I want you to know that averages. I want you to think about the averages because these are real numbers, you guys. These are real numbers with doTERRA. Yeah, most people don't hit these averages when they first hit the rank, but you know what? If you keep your momentum going and you get it solid, and you keep growing, you're gonna hit that average and you're gonna even sail past it, and you're gonna get closer to the new level, the new payout level of the next rank, and it's going to tip over. So we look at these averages, and sometimes we make a mistake of seeing them as like stair steps. Oh, I'm at this income, and I just got promoted, and I'm at this income, and I got promoted, I'm at this income. And it's not how it works. It's like a ramp. It's like a ramp. That's why we have a mountain on our build guide. It's a ramp. So of course, the average is going to hit in the middle of a slope. You're going to come in at the bottom of the slope, but with hard work, you're going to cross that average. You're going to go above it before you come at the bottom of the slope for the next rank. So think of it that way, okay? But we're hitting those midpoints here, those averages. Silver, 2,100. Gold, 4,700 a month is the average. Platinum, 8,800 a month is at that midpoint average point. That's 9 elites. That's 3 silvers, 9 elites. Always think in terms of elites as building blocks. Diamond, 12 elites, 16,000 is the average midpoint at diamond, 12 elites. Blue diamond, 5 golds, okay? With golds, you're working with premiers. With premiers, you're working with executives, 36,500 average. Presidential diamond, I can't see it. I've got my gallery in the way. It's so hard for me to move. When my mouse disappears on Zoom, I don't know if that does that for everybody, but it does for me. Okay. So 18 elites is presidential diamond. That's over 100 grand a month, you guys, is the average of presidential diamond. So just stop for a second and stop and think about this. Now you may have hit a rank and maybe you've slid back and maybe you haven't hit that average yet and you're having a hard time digesting and having a hard time believing that, okay? Just realize these are real numbers. This is real math that comes in on what doTERRA is paying out. There are people making above this at these ranks. This is possible. Math doesn't lie. The comp plan is the same for everyone. What differs is your momentum, your consistency, and whether you're solid at that rank, and your unilevel is going to play into it big time. So if you're just barely hitting that rank with a minimal volume, yeah, you're going to be lower. But these numbers are real. And with work, and not just hard work, but smart work, which is going to be our focus. With smart work, consistency, you are going to be looking at this as your path. What difference is that going to make in your life? Think about it. And where are you at in your building elites on your team? Because it's all about building elites. I want to remind you of our opportunity here. I keep having to move this thing around. This isn't something I blast out all over social media because I don't want to like trash on other companies, right? And there's nothing to joke around about with the income that they have. It's decent income. You guys, it's decent income, but look at our company. we pay out better than any other company. And so I have to remind myself of this sometime, because more people need to hear it and more people need to really understand the gift that we have in our compensation plan, because these are equal volume, equal organizations across the board, comparing apples to apples. Look at that top ranked presidential diamond, that income, that annual income compared to all of those other companies. Look at even our silvers. We've got a company on there, $2,000 a year at a silver level. And in doTERRA, you could work it up to $26,000 a year. It's massive. Okay, so in doTERRA, we had a big wave of growth, right? We had a big wave of growth, and it was a lot of fun. And we are embarking on the next big wave, and it's bigger. And it's going to be bringing in people with higher influence. We are not dealing with the innovators and the brand new early adopters in the market. We are in the majority market. And it is not a matter of if there will be growth in doTERRA. It's a matter of who is going to capitalize on that. And so I just want to put this out there for you, because I had to ask myself this question. I really enjoyed that first wave of doTERRA, and it's been good. It's totally transformed things for my family, but not just for my family, for so many people that I've watched it bless. But this second wave, I don't want to miss it, and I'm not going to sit back and miss it and watch other people catch the wave. And so I hope that you are choosing that for yourself too, because it's time to get on your board. It's time for me to get on my board, for you to get on your board and catch that second wave. So remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Oops. If you have some regrets, if you feel like you've taken your foot off the gas, that's okay. There's no shame. We're not going to sit in remorse. We're going to own it. We're going to recognize. There's things I have to recognize and own. There's things I'm going to be teaching at the retreat that I'm having to own that I never taught my team. I didn't know I was supposed to teach my team. I didn't even know that this was a skill that needed to be taught. We're going to be talking about how to actually recruit builders well. We're going to be talking about how to actually get commitment out of your builders, how to actually get clear vision, and how to set them up for success so that they don't never get off the ground or start and fizzle. There are some skills. I didn't teach this before. I've had to stop and go back and go, oh my gosh, there's holes in our trainings. We need to teach this, because here's what happens. People are building their organization out of all their own efforts. And they might be like placing under people that are not building, or just working with casual sharers and going, I'm going to build a silver, I'm going to build a gold, I'm going to build a platinum, even to diamond. And it's just they're muscling their way up there, getting more customers, plugging them in, filling holes. Any of this sounding familiar? And then the retention might not be there. The duplication isn't kicking in, and they're getting burned out big time. So if that's you and you're having to own some things that maybe you skipped over or you lost some momentum on, it's okay. I'm owning things too. We're going to own it, and we're going to plant that tree now. I see chat is coming through, and I'm a little paranoid about my sound because I'm not on my normal mic tonight. So tell me, okay, these are I'll go through at the end and make sure I'm answering questions about the actual training. But is my sound okay for everybody? Okay. Now I got this darn chat in the middle. Okay. All right. So sorry, I'm so clumsy with my Zoom tonight. I'm usually way better at this. All right. So I wanted to break down income, and I'm using silver as the example. I'm breaking down income because I want to take something that was in my brain along the way as I built my business that really helped me, that I never taught, I never told anybody about, and I wanted to get it like on a diagram. because I think there's something to it. I think it really helped me stay focused and on track. And I hit every single income average along the way. Not the first month, but I've hit every single one and gone past it. And I think this was a piece of it, okay? Especially around that silver mark. And so we're going to use silver because it's a really good, some of you aren't there yet, but it's a good frame of mind to have in mind for when you get to silver, and you can start putting this habit into place now and this mindset into place now. And if you're past silver, you can still challenge yourself on this and teach your team, okay? So this is my silver income guide. It's not a perfect science, but it was a brain trick that worked for me. So I'm going to break down a silver paycheck. And when I say paycheck, I mean every month, your total of what you're getting from doTERRA, your fast starts, your level, everything, that monthly income. Let's break it down. This is how I saw my checks at silver, my income. I saw it divided into two, okay? And half of it was this, I call it the monthly check. Unilevel, my Power of 3 bonus, which, by the way, when I was silver was $50. I never got a $250 until I was a diamond. Yeah, diamond, not blue. I didn't get my 1500 until I think it was a blue diamond. But that's not the case for everybody. It's okay. I still made good money. But Unilevel, Power of 3 was in there. So for me, it was a 50. For some, it might be bigger. Empowerment bonus would be here. We didn't have that back when I was a silver. And leadership pool bonus, okay? That was on this side of the income. On the other side, it was all faster. All faster. So that means I had a personal goal to make sure that I was aiming for 50% of my pay to come from faster every single month. Okay? The average silver income's $2,100. So half and half is just over $1,000. In my mind, when I was at this level, I had a goal every month to see my fast start checks add up to $1,000 or be right in that range. And I use that as a little test to test my activity level, okay? Now, this is not just fast start 20% of my personal enrollments. This is all of fast start. So you have 10 and 5% from your downline and 20% from you, right? Fast start is a combination of those three things. So don't get hung up on, I have to earn $1,000 from my PV of my personal enrollments. No, part of it is from that. Part of it is from your downline. So if your fast start is coming in lower than this, if you're taking your 4 or 5 fast start checks a month and totaling it, and it's lower than this, then you want to get that increased. That's going to be the measurement tool that's going to help you gauge your activity level. So how do you focus on increasing? Are you increasing what? You're increasing what your downline's doing, what you're doing. Let me break this down a little bit farther for you. I got my little chat box. My mouse is just giving me trouble. Guys, I'm so sorry. I've got too many things going on my screen. I'm closing that. There. Okay. And now I have to get it all back on. Okay, so we've got our half here. We've got our $1,000 on each side. We've got fast start downline, fast start you. How do I increase this piece, right? How do I increase? Because maybe you're like, it's just me out there. I'm hustling. How do I increase the 5 and the 10%? Because you know what's really magical is when you're generating more from that than even your 20%. It's pretty cool. So how do you increase the 5, 10? You increase the 20. They work together. It's synergistic. You can't control what other people do, but you can inspire. So when you increase your 20, that means you're increasing your personal activity, right? Your pipes. You're getting oils on people. You're getting your people sampled. You're inviting. You're teaching people about oils. And you're enrolling. You focus your increase on your own enrolling in your 20%. And that will increase your fast start because your 20% goes up. but it will also increase your duplication, because the more people you enroll, the more people you can invite to host classes, to enroll their friends, to help them earn a check. The more people you can help to earn their 20%. That means the more 10s and 5s you're going to get. It works together. The more 20 you do, the more opportunity you have for the 10s and the 5s. Cumulatively, your fast start goes up. And if you can keep your fast start hitting that 50% point of the average silver income, you are going to be rocking and rolling. Okay? That is going to give you the momentum, and it's going to give you money in your pocket. It's going to get your paycheck up. It's going to get your paycheck up at that silver level. So if you're elite, you're executive, elite, director, premier, any of those ranks before silver, start focusing on the same thing so that when you're a silver, you can go, hey, I'm hitting the mark and I'm on my way. And you know what? I'm making good income for a silver. Most of the time, if people are looking at their rank and they're like, my income isn't anywhere close to that average, it's because of this. It's because of this 20% right here. It's because that's the engine that feeds income into everything. And then the really cool thing is you get this side of the money bag rolling. You get that 1,000 in fast start a month going. That engine's going to feed into the other side. It's going to feed into your unilevel, your power of 3, your rank, and your bonuses. That is how income growth happens. So that one little trick really helped me to just focus in on that goal. And that led out my activity. All right, we're just going to do a little mindset check here. Employee versus entrepreneur. Okay, I'm just going to read through this. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I want you to check the way you're thinking about your business right now. An employee's mindset says work is something to get away from, and an entrepreneur says work is something to be excited about. How are you feeling about your business? Are you feeling excited? Employees feel like serious effort is something to do for a short period of time. They don't stay in it. The consistency isn't there. An entrepreneur, serious effort is something to do all of the time. An employee thinks support is something that they deserve. Boy, this happens in doTERRA, right? Is my downline supporting the growth of my business? Is my upline giving me tools and supporting me instead of looking at myself? An entrepreneur knows that support is something they create for themselves and for their downline. An employee sees income as something to be received immediately. And this is where that mindset trip up can happen, where people feel like, I'm going to throw in the towel. I'm going to quit, or I'm going to coast. I'm going to sit back. I'm not going to really push right now because it's not paying off. And I could go do this and it would pay off more for this much effort. They lose sight of the long term. They lose sight of the horizon. An entrepreneur knows that income is something to be earned later. Deferred gratification. Put the work in now to earn it later. So just check your mindset, because these are little traps that our brains can get trapped into. Couple other little comparisons here. Employees versus entrepreneurs. Employees follow the rules and entrepreneurs make the rules. They're creators. Employees risk adversity, or they are risk adverse. They avoid risk. They want that safe, and it's false safety. It's false security, right? That secure job till you get laid off or you become disabled, not necessarily security. You know what's secure? Building the skills where you can trust yourself that you could lose everything and start over and build something for yourself. That's security. So an entrepreneur is a risk taker. An employee, spending is a cost. So investing in their business, they're always looking at what they're losing. Entrepreneurs is spending as an investment. I know you guys are investing to come, and I'm proud of you for it. That's showing something about your mindset. An employee has a short-term expectation. They're looking for that payoff now. Entrepreneur has long-term vision. Employees wait for instructions, and entrepreneurs think for themselves. They're problem solvers. Employees give up easily, and entrepreneurs are persistent and determined. Employees seek external forces for strength and inspiration, and an entrepreneur looks inwardly for inspiration and strength. An employee finds comfort in stability. An entrepreneur is willing to push the envelope. And an employee waits for the right time, and an entrepreneur always knows that the right time is now. Okay, so I love that. It's a little pep talk for myself. You've heard this before. I'm sure you guys have. Art Jonak says it, network marketing genius. If you understood residual income, you would walk through a brick wall to get it. If you really understood how it can empower your life, if you understood how it can empower your existence on the planet and the legacy you can leave and the things you can invest into and the time freedom you can gain so that you can go out and create whatever, inspire whoever, impact wherever, you would walk through a brick wall to get it. I promise you, the things that you have been feeling unwilling to do as of late, be a no-brainer. You do them right now if you really grasped what is possible for you and how drastically, and it's not about money. I'm not talking about greed and just money, money, money. I'm talking about money as a thing. It's just a vehicle. It's just an object, but it's a vehicle that can be used for, it's powerful. You can, when you have income and you have a heart that is aligned with good, and you have a heart with dreams and a desire to go out and make a difference in the world, which I hope you do. If you have that inside of you, and then you have that vehicle of residual income that keeps coming, it's going to blow your mind. So what brick wall have you not been willing to walk through? What's been getting in your head? What have you been thinking? I can't, it's not working, it won't work for me, but there's this problem. You just haven't been willing to problem solve that. It's your brick wall. What's your brick wall that you're willing to walk through? This is just some stuff to get into your mind. We're going to dig in deeper at the retreat, and we're going to get pretty real with ourselves, because I want this to change your life. I'm not flying across the country and leaving my family and spending extra money just to go hear myself talk. I want it to change your life. It's going to be on you, but I'm going to give you as many tools as I have. And I'm trying to give you some perspective from the other side, because I have residual income and it has changed my life. And I know it's going to change the legacy I leave in this world. And it's going to change my kids and my grandkids. And I want that for you. I want it to change your life. Okay, so I'm a little bit just going in a few different categories here tonight, but I just want to kind of set the stage for a few things. I want to talk again about mindset, and I want to talk about self-employment. So track with me, because maybe I'm a little weird. This is how I think of it, but it helps me. I really take that term self-employment seriously. Really think about it. What does self-employment mean? It means you play two roles: employer and employee. That's you. You get to be the employer and you get to be the employee. So when your business doesn't work, is it because you're not showing up as a good employee? Or is it because you're not showing up as a good employer? Because you're both. Nobody else plays either of those roles. You are the whole company. Oftentimes, we can see clearly the employee side of it and go, I'm not showing up to myself like a good employee. If I were sitting across from myself and giving myself an employment evaluation, I probably wouldn't give myself a raise. Okay, fair. Sometimes you're like, I'm not promoting in doTERRA, my income isn't what it needs to be. Well, have I really been showing up consistently? Because, I moved, and that took a lot out of me, so I didn't really do anything in my business for 2 months because I was moving. Well, if you have a job and you're employed, can you just not show up for 2 months because you're moving? No. Well, my daughter had a wedding, and I had to put, that was a lot of work on me as the mom. I had to really organize that. Can you just not show up to work because your kid's getting married? No. There are very few things. You can take maternity leave, but beyond that, there's not a lot that you're going to keep your job and just take a hiatus or just not show up because you have a busy day. So oftentimes we let ourselves off the hook, right? And we don't show up as that reliable employee. And then we wonder, why am I not getting bonuses? Why am I not getting promotions? Why is my check not going up? Why am I not giving myself a raise? You are not giving yourself a raise if that's the case, because as an employee, we sometimes don't show up and we pay the price for it. Okay, so that can just kind of feel like, I'm just giving myself a good chewing out here, right? Because I'm not showing up as an employee. Well, yeah, we need to pay attention to that. But I want to challenge you to think about your role as employer, because I think that's the more important role here. Because who holds yourself accountable? Who holds an employee accountable? Who causes the consequences to fall when an employee doesn't do their job or show up. It's the employer. And so if we let ourselves off the hook in our own company as CEO of our own business, self-employed, we're the employer. If we're letting ourselves off the hook all the time, we're not a good employer. We're not running our company right, because we need to hold ourselves accountable. And sometimes that means looping someone else in to help with that because we don't feel strong enough to hold ourselves accountable. So I want to challenge you to start thinking of yourself as the boss of you, the boss of your company, the CEO of your company, and employ yourself well. And that means let consequences fall and have those evaluations and expect more of yourself. Expect more of yourself as the CEO of your business, because what happens to any business when an employer is a pushover and lets their employees off the hook and doesn't expect them or require them to come to work, maybe wishes that they'd come to work, maybe laments the fact that they haven't, but they don't actually do anything that's going to make that employee start showing up and changing habits. That business is going to tank. So we have got to hold ourselves accountable. We've got to be a little bit bold with ourselves and say, enough of that. I'm showing up for myself, for my company. Okay, so just think about that self-management piece. Because I'm going to ask you to show up at the retreat, but more than that, I want you to ask yourself to show up. Not literally physically, but like show up to the work. All right, so we're going to dig into homework. And here's your assignments. You will want to write these down, unless you're coming back to the video to write them down later. The first one, we are going to track time wasters. This is new. I just added this in today, and I'm super excited about it because it's something I'm challenging myself to do. And Melissa Morgner, she's my upline, by the way, she felt challenged about this for herself as well. And it's super interesting that we were both kind of feeling like this is an important thing to be looking at. And we had a conversation about it this morning. And so we challenged each other to screenshot on our phone the little data tracker, how much screen time, and it breaks it down by app. And it will reveal some things to you. And I will be the first to say, I was on Facebook way too much. And I realized I have no right to talk about, oh, I'm overwhelmed, I just can't fit it all in, I don't have enough time to do all the things I want to do in my business. I don't have a right to say that when I can clearly see that there are some hours in my day that are being wasted. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not going to be on Facebook or Instagram or whatnot, because there's a lot of content I want to put out there. But I love what Rachel Hollis told us. I think she told us this at Leadership, right? Maybe I heard her on her podcast when she said, I love social media, but I create and put content out and I don't ever consume it. So I want to challenge you, if you are on social media, to start tracking. And even if you're not, start tracking on your phone, and I'm going to tell you how to do that, how much screen time you're spending, and then think about what you're doing. Because what it won't tell you is, well, were you doing a Facebook Live to support your team? Because that's good work time, right? Versus I was just scrolling my newsfeed. But you know in your mind if you're scrolling newsfeed. So I'm going to challenge you to get off the newsfeed. And I'm challenging myself to do the same, because I employ myself and I'm tired of my employees wasting time scrolling their Facebook newsfeed. And so I'm tired of it. I'm telling myself to knock it off. Okay, so check your phone. When you go to your home screen, if you're on an iPhone, I'm not sure about Android, you just swipe your thumb from left to right, and it's going to pull up a screen, and you can go down to the bottom and hit track screen time. And when you hit it, it's going to pull up charts and graphs. It'll tell you today, and then there's a place you can track the last 7 days and get an average. So I just want you to start screenshotting that and track it for yourself. Okay. Now, what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to be so mean as to say, I want everybody to post it on Facebook today. That would just feel like panicky, I think. But before the retreat, sometime before the retreat, I'm going to put a post up and I'm going to ask you guys to report in how you're doing on this. Because it's going to make a difference in your day and in your life. It's going to give you more time with your family, your loved ones. It's going to give you more time for your business. So track time wasters. Now, you might discover that social media or a game app or Netflix or Amazon Prime movie watching or YouTube is sucking your time. And your phone's going to give you some indications of that. You might find that it's something else that's not on your phone. Maybe you're watching Netflix on your TV. And I love my Netflix, but I have a small window of time I do it to unwind during the day. And I really have strict boundaries around that because I don't want it to wipe out my day. So I don't know what yours is. I don't know. Maybe you read romance novels too. But we all have our vice. We all have our time wasters that we can just mentally check out and waste time. And so maybe you have this mastered more than me. It ebbs and flows in my life. But right now, I really want to get serious about it. And I want to ask you to get serious about it. So we're just going to track it. This is your first homework assignment. Track it. Take some screenshots of your phone if that's something that you use as a smartphone. And we're going to talk about it. And we're going to hold each other accountable and share openly. Like, I'm struggling. Share it. This is when I'm struggling. I was doing good. I had a bad day. Share it. Okay? We're going to be real with each other. Okay, so this is one of my favorite assignments. You are assigned between today and our retreat time in Nashville, so you have like 2.5 weeks to meet as many new people as you can. Now, here, I'm going to surprise you a little bit because I'm not going to require you to talk about doTERRA. That's not what this exercise is. This is not go share with as many people, although you probably have October goals. You should be sharing. You should be doing your business. But this exercise is just about meeting new people. Initiating conversations. To meet a new person, if you really want to meet a lot of people, you have to become the initiator because most people aren't. And so take that upon yourself, introduce yourself, go talk to people, ask them some questions, and track your number. So make a list. They might go on your contact list if you want to put them on your contact list. If you get their contact info, great. But that's not what we're going to track now. We're going to talk about contact lists later. But what I want you to do is start to develop the habit of initiating conversation with people out in the world, not just on social media. Go out in the world and meet people face to face. So you're going to have to think about how to position yourself. If you see the same people every week, then you may have to go vary up where you're going and how you're interacting with people. Meet new people. To put them on your list, you have to get their name and put them on their list. You don't get to count it if you just chat with the grocery clerk, but you don't know their name. Reading a name tag doesn't count. You just really need to actually have a real conversation with them, a real conversation. Okay? I don't care if you're talking about the weather, you're talking about your kids, have a real conversation, put them on your list with their name, count them. I'm going to be checking in to say, how many new people have you met? I want you to challenge yourself to go meet more people than you normally do, because this is a skill. If you're like, I'm introverted, I'm shy, I don't really go talk to people. Okay, well, if you want to build this business, you're going to have to learn the skill. And maybe you're behind a little bit on learning that skill. You can still be an introvert. Melissa's an introvert. She'll tell you all day long she's an introvert. She's got to unplug. But she knows the skill on how to go out and meet people, because you've got to meet people if you're going to grow your business. So we're going to skill up on meeting new people. I just moved to a different state 2 years ago, and I had to really, really challenge myself. And I decided day one I wasn't going to let a single day go by without meeting someone. So day one, I met someone. I met her on Facebook. She was looking for people for her kids to play with. So was I. I took a little risk. It felt like a blind date. It was in a public place. It was safe. Went to a splash park. We pulled in our RV. First day in town. Didn't even have our house yet. Didn't know anybody. I woke up and I said, get dressed, kids. We're going to a splash park. We're going to meet some kids to play. And my husband was like, who are you going to the splash park with? How the heck do you? I was like, yep, made a friend. So that was my goal before we got there. I will meet people, and I will do it. I will have an agenda to meet people, because it's not just going to happen organically. I'm not going to wait around for it. I have a business to build. I have a life to build. I know it'll bless me. It'll bless my family when I meet new people. So I want to challenge you to grow in that skill. And then I have a training video for you to watch. So you're not just getting tonight, you're actually getting another training before the retreat. But there are 3 different trainings for whatever rank bracket you're in, level you're in doTERRA. So you will be assigned a different training You're not all watching the same. This is where I want to branch out and speak to you each on your level a little bit. So the one you see right here is for silvers and above, and it's called the green circle. And you're going to get these by email. So I'm going to email you by your rank. Anyone silver and above will get the training the green circle. I've got a training for elites and premiers that is strategies for elites and premiers. And then I have one called the basics that is for people that are not yet elite. Okay, if you're a brand new elite and you haven't enrolled a lot of people yourself yet, maybe you're elite kind of because someone downline did some work or someone upline placed, then you may want to go watch the basics, and you can ask me about that and I'll get that to you. But otherwise, you'll get an email. You're going to get a link to tonight's recording so you can review if you want to go take notes and watch it again. That's up to you. And you're going to get a list of the assignments, and you're going to get a link to whichever training you're assigned to do. Okay. And you need to watch that before the retreat. Silvers and above, I'm going to challenge you to watch this earlier rather than later, because this green circle has some strategy. You're going to want to map out your organization and get your head wrapped around it, and kind of come with your placement, your structure strategy kind of on paper, at least a starting place. And this video is going to teach you how to do that. Okay, so last assignment, I want you to journal. These are the questions I want you to ask yourself and journal before you come. If I could learn how to do this, meaning build doTERRA successfully and reach my goals, if I could learn how to do this successfully, how would it change my life? What would I do with the money? And do I want a doTERRA business or a doTERRA hobby? Think about the difference between those. Those are the questions for you to journal and ask yourself before you come to Nashville. And that is all I have for you. Oops, I have my slide from our last retreat, which was at Edgefield. Sorry, I did not take that one out. I'm just going to hop over to our chat and make sure we don't have any questions that need to be answered right here. Okay, feedback. Oh, thank you, Kay, for offering. I didn't see that before. Next time, I probably will, because we have so many. Put someone on to deal with feedback. Okay, if Platinum has 9 elites, Presidential Diamond has 54 elites. Do I have my math wrong on that slide? Oh yes, 18 silvers, 54 elites. I think I did have a typo on there, didn't I? 18 silvers, sorry. So I'm a blue diamond. I'm working towards Presidential Diamond. I have a bubble sheet I work on. You know what that bubble sheet has? 18 circles with names. That's how I stay focused, because my organization is like 40-some thousand people. How do you know really where to dial in and focus your work? It's my 18 silvers that I'm working to get 18 people to silver in specific places. So sorry, I need to fix that. I apologize for that. Okay. Okay. Where does the entrepreneur guy have an angry face? I don't know. I didn't make the graphic. I found that one. That's funny. Where do you find this tracker on how much time you're on Facebook? Okay, I think we went over that. Ask on the Facebook group if you need more help, and maybe we could do a little tutorial or something. Okay, I think that's all the questions, you guys. Sorry about the typo on that elite thing. And thanks for hopping on. See you guys in Nashville. I'm so excited. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be good. I promise you, you're gonna love it. All right. I'll watch for the email. It might not come out until tomorrow. I still have to upload the recording for the elites and premiers. It's a new one. It needs to be uploaded. Okay. So be patient with me, but I will get it to you soon.